Today's delivery day. It's October 28th, 2024. I'm mic'd up, and they're gonna be here in like 10-15 minutes to drop the new rig off. There were 3 truck options that I chose from, one being Chevy 4500, which is like the Kodiak, the F450, which is what I have currently, and then a Chevy LCF 4500, which is better known as the cabover. So I picked one of those 3 options. The one that I ended up going with was the most versatile and offered the most real estate for a flatbed and equipment combined with a crew cab, because I wanted 4 doors regardless, and kind of the most, not really payload, but just the most room to be able to put stuff on. So what are your guesses? Holy shit. Here we go. Wow. That is awesome. So that's what I went with. 2024 Chevy cabover LCF 4500. It's gas, obviously 2-wheel drive, but I can fit a 14 to 16 foot flatbed on that big girl. This is where proper exterior cleaning takes it to the next level. This is my new cabover. We're gonna be putting a pretty sweet rig on this. It's gonna have an aluminum flatbed that's 16 foot long by 8 foot wide. It's gonna have a good bit of equipment. We're gonna do 700 gallons of water, 100 gallons of bleach, 3 pressure washers, an AR-45, a bunch of hose reels, and just basically anything and everything that we need to maximize on our commercial and residential jobs. So the reason I got this, about 2 weeks ago, my F450 that's been my main wash truck for about, I don't know, since 2021, July of 21, it got rear-ended by we'll say an incompetent driver, to be nice, and insurance company ended up totaling it out. So that put us in a bind, because right now is our busy season. It's our peak season. We had a lot of money on the books that now we're not able to do. So we've been waiting for insurance to figure out what they were going to do, and once we finally had an answer they were going to be totaling it out, I made the decision on this truck. I was originally looking at a F450, a new one, a Chevy 4500 like the Kodiak trucks, and then of course the cabover. And kind of the pros and cons and characteristics that I looked for when making this purchase was what's going to give me the biggest bed length, turning radius. Price was an option for sure, or a factor, and reliability and comfort and technology. So kind of real quick, some pros with this. It checked the box for bed options, so 8x16, 8x14, 8x12. It had all those 3, so I could get a longer bed with this platform. Turning radius is obviously a lot higher than the other 2 trucks, and of course price. So this one, I got it basically 61 grand without the bed on it, compared to the F450/550 was going to put me at about 78 to 82 out the door for the options that one had. Chevy 4500, the regular truck, was going to be about 57 to 60 depending on options there. So as far as price goes, it was really between this and the 4500. They were the 2 lowest, but after talking to some people that have had the 4500 and just their experience with it, I decided against it. So it was really between this and the 550, and it kind of came down to a price thing. I didn't really think throwing another 18 or 10 to 15 grand was worth it, to be totally honest, because we were locked to a 12-foot bed on that chassis. So cons with this, it is 2-wheel drive. The interior has some pretty basic limited features, and depending on what you're looking for, this one is gas, so we're not really towing heavy with it. I don't need diesel. It's all payload. I have worked off one of these for about a week or so in the past, and I loved it. They're really, really easy to maneuver. So we'll just kind of do a quick walk around. I'll show you a couple things. It's got a pretty beefy frame. This is a 176-inch wheelbase, so that's center to center axle. Crew cab, so obviously you got your 4 doors. It is gas. You got a 40-gallon fuel cell back here. Bed length, or frame length from the back of the cab to right here is already 14 foot. So we're gonna extend it about 2 foot to get to 16 when we do the bed. Dually, it's got some beefy lugs on it. Obviously you've got a massive differential here. So I mean, this thing's gonna be able to do whatever you need it to do as far as driving goes. Interior wise, like I said, it's pretty basic. You got cloth interior, vinyl floor mats. These things are made for landscape trucks and dump beds and all that kind of stuff. So they're meant to get the crap beat out of them. Same thing up here. You've got just a basic radio, AC controls, cup holder. You do have a decent bit of storage here up top, all that kind of stuff. You've got 3 seats up here. So there's a decent bit of room for people and comfort and stuff like that. The seats are pretty comfortable. We'll show you over at the driver's side. Got a massive windscreen here. Room for activities. You don't really have any blind spots. And then this is the driver's side. We'll show you up at the dash too, just so you can see. It is pretty basic, it's pretty standard. So that is really the only other con with this option is the Ford was the highest quality interior out of the 3, had the most tech, most safety features, stuff like that. The Chevy 4500 Kodiak is what we'll call it, so I don't get you guys confused between these two. That was kind of mid-range, and then this was obviously the lower range, but I just felt that all of the efficiency stuff kind of overcame some of those cons. So we'll do a drive-by here. I'll show you guys turning radius, just kind of how insane that is, and then yeah, that's pretty much it for now. All right, so we'll approach this stop sign just like we would any other time. We'll stop right here, and you can just see I'm gonna go full lock here in just a second. I'm gonna pull out kind of like halfway. That's full lock right there. I mean, you can see just how much this has for steering, for turning, for everything. It is significantly easier to maneuver. Even with a bed, even with a small trailer on it, you're able to do so much more as far as turning and just getting in and out of tight places with residential and stuff like that. So yeah,